Good evening, students. This video is meant for class 11th and the subject is accounts. In this short video, I'll discuss with you types of accounts and the accounting rules. So let's start. Now, types of accounts. There are three types of accounts as you can see on the screen, and I'll keep on marking so that you can also focus where I am emphasizing or reading. So first one is personal account, second is real account, third is nominal account. There are the accounts of various items which we record in books of accounts can be categorized into three categories, classified into three categories. One is personal accounts, second one is real accounts, and the third one is nominal accounts. Okay, let's understand what each of these terms mean. Personal accounts. Now, children, personal accounts, let me enlarge the screen so that you can see. There are three categories of personal accounts: A, B, and C. As you can see, natural personal accounts are accounts related to human beings, accounts of human beings, like account of Rakesh, Suresh, Mahesh, Sunita, and so on. Okay, like you students must be depositing the fees in the school. So in the school office, an account is maintained by your name. From that, they track whose fees is due, whose fees has not been paid, and whose fees has been paid. The account is basically a heading. So when take another example. When a person deposits cash in the bank to open an account, the bank will open an account with his name. Yeah. Suppose Mr. Vijay goes to PNB and opens an account. So PNB, Punjab National Bank clerk, will open an account by the name of Vijay Sharma's account, in my example. Okay, so these are accounts of human beings. Number two is artificial personal accounts. Artificial personal accounts are basically accounts related to various firms, companies' accounts. It could be an institution's account and the bank account itself. Actually, bank is a company. Bank is a company which is into banking business of accepting deposits and lending money. Now let's understand with an example. When your parents, suppose you are in a day school or maybe in a boarding school, whatever, and if the parent has to deposit the fees, then you must be aware of this, that your parents visit a bank. That bank about which the school authorities have informed your parent to deposit the fees. So suppose your parents go to Punjab National Bank where your school's account is present. Your parents will deposit the fees, your fees, in the name of school. And school, suppose St. Joseph's Academy. Suppose St. Joseph's Academy's account. Okay, it's a school name. So a school is not a natural personal account. It is not an actual human being. Okay, St. Joseph's Academy is the name of an institution. I hope this is clear. Okay, similarly, if someone is making a payment and drawing a check in the name of Reliance Industries Limited, so that's the name of a company. I hope it's clear. So bank account is also a personal account, but it is an artificial personal account because it's a banking company. Then we proceed representative personal account. Third category, representative personal account is of these types various. First one is, suppose, outstanding expense account. Now what is outstanding expense? The expense which is due. Suppose electricity bill I haven't paid for last 2 months. Suppose I was very busy, I could not pay. So the electricity bill amount which I owe to the electricity board, Uttarakhand Electricity Board. Yeah. So in my accounts I'll mention outstanding electricity bill. Why this is a personal account? Because it is representing the right of Uttarakhand Electricity Board to receive the electricity bill amount from me. And what is Uttarakhand Electricity Board? It's an institution. So basically, in my example over here of electricity bill which is due, it is representing an artificial personal account, like an institution. Take another example. A company or a firm has not paid the salary of its employees for the last month. So they will open outstanding salaries account. Now this outstanding salaries account will represent, actually it's representing the right of the workers to receive the salary for the work they have done. Okay. Then opposite of outstanding expenses, prepaid expense. What is prepaid expense? When the expense is not due right now, but I have sufficient cash, so I pay it in advance. Suppose I have paid the rent of my shop in advance for the next 2 months. So this account, prepaid rent, will represent basically my landlord, to whom I have made the payment in advance. Okay. Right now, just have a basic idea because we are starting with the thing. So you should just be aware what are represent personal accounts. Third one is, let's say, income receivable. So income receivable is basically that suppose I have provided the services to some customer, to a customer or a client, but he is not having the cash to pay me right now. So he says that I'll pay you after 2 months. So this income, because I have provided my services, I have earned, I have this right now to receive that much amount for which the services were worth from him. So I'll open up income receivable account, and this account actually is, representing that person from whom I have to receive the money, my customer. Fourth, income received in advance. This is also a representative personal account. Some customers pay you the money in advance for the good. Suppose a customer is paying to a shopkeeper money in advance, but the shopkeeper will supply to him the services or the goods later on. The seller, it could be a service provider, it could be a trader. If it's a trader, he will provide the goods, he will supply the goods at a later date, but the customer has paid him the advance. Okay. Similarly, customer has given the amount or a particular amount of money in advance to the service provider, and service provider is going to provide the service later on. This is called income received in advance from the point of view of the service provider or the seller. Okay. So this again is representing the customer to whom the services or the product has to be provided later on. So just have a brief idea right now as we have just started off. Don't get confused. Okay. Generally in the class, in actual class, representative personal account, I don't teach, I don't explain at this point of time. I teach it later on when I come to these, journal entries later, to keep the thing simple. So in brief, basically personnel accounts are related to the accounts of persons, and persons over here are not only actual human beings, actual persons, but artificial persons also. And what are artificial personal accounts? These are the accounts of firms, companies, institutions, and bank, as you can see. Okay. Thereafter, we have real accounts. Children, real accounts are related to basically the properties owned by, or you can say better term is assets, the valuable things owned by a business firm, the assets. So real accounts are the accounts of various assets, things of value owned by a business. Now, these assets can be of two types, tangible assets and intangible assets. Tangible assets have a physical form. You can see, you can measure, you can touch, you feel. Okay. Like, building, furniture, machinery, etc. The assets which have a physical form. Intangible assets refer to assets like goodwill. Goodwill is the good reputation of a business firm, because of which it is able to make more profit than its competitors. Okay. It could be copyright. Copyright is when you when a businessman under the law buys a right to copy some kind of artwork of some other artist, could be a producer, could be in films also, which a artwork which has been done, which has been produced earlier with some modification. So copyright, like movies are remade, Don was remade, okay. So Farhan Akhtar, who made the remake of Don, had bought copyright from the original producer, okay. So copyright, patent is licensed to manufacture a product. So goodwill, copyright, patent, these are intangible assets. Then we proceed to nominal accounts. Nominal accounts are related to expenses, losses, and then incomes and gains. Okay. एक्सपेंस इन हिंदी भी से खर्चा, लॉस में हो गया आपको घाटा, इनकम हो गई आपकी कमाई जो पैसा आ रहा है, एंड गेन हो गया आपका फायदा, लाभ. सो अकाउंटिंग रूल्स नाउ, विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम. पर्सनल अकाउंट्स, द बेसिक रूल इज डेबिट द receiver and credit the giver. Credit the giver. This you have to learn. For real account, the accounting rule or the debit or credit rule is debit what comes in and credit what goes out. These rules will make sense to you when we solve a practical question of journal. Then how to apply these rules, this you will understand better. But before coming to journal, you need to learn these rules. Nominal accounts. Nominal accounts have the rule of debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So these are rules just like that, and you have to learn. Take a screenshot of this and learn. These must be